Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to do that wonderful thing that we do. Now that Destined Rivals has been out for a few days, came out on Friday, it's now Tuesday, so we can sit down and go, I wonder if the prices have been crashing like we expected. Well, the good news is yes, they have. The even better news is, oh my word, have they been crashing? Oh, they have been crashing hard, ladies and gentlemen, and this makes me very, very happy. Let's take Team Rocket's Mewtwo, for instance. When I showed you the other day, this was selling for like $850 all day long. These aren't for sales, these are sold. $850, and then a couple more base around $850. That was a going rate for Team Rocket's Mewtwo back on May the 19th when these pre-releases had just started. When, to be fair, I told you to stop buying the cards. Unless you had a good reason, because, I'm not your real dad, you can do what you like. But, how are they going for now? What has happened to End Mewtwo in the intervening period? Well, 3 to 400, 330, 390, 400. There's a bunch of 350s around. I think probably, honestly, calling it about 350 would be fair. I think that would be a pretty fair price here. Would be $350. That's how much this is kind of going for nowadays. It was $850 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, this card was selling for $850 all day long. Now it's selling for $350, and some people are getting it even cheaper. Yeah, some people are paying a little bit more. And I keep telling you guys, when these sets come out, yes, I am well aware that sometimes we do get full-on exceptions. Like, for instance, go to Prismatic Evolutions, take a look at the Umbreon. That Umbreon is an exception. That Umbreon is an over $1,000 card. It is an exception. And it's an exception because it's Umbreon, and there is something special about Umbreon in the TCG in the past few years, and because it's from a special set, and because the pull rates are seen as low, whether they are or not is irrelevant, they are seen as low, and you add that all up together, and Umbreon is like a proper job full-on exception. But this isn't going to keep happening every set. Pikachu wasn't an exception in Surging Sparks. Lily's Clefairy wasn't an exception in Journey Together. This was not going to be an exception in Destined Rivals. Now, if we get another special set in a year or so, with another ridiculous Umbreon, yes, that Umbreon might be an exception. I am willing to accept that. But in regular sets nowadays, this just doesn't happen. Now, one of the cards I told you about previously that I was really excited about is Team Rocket's Moltres. I want that card. I want that card bad, ladies and gentlemen, because look at the Akira Igawa artwork. Look at the redonkulous Akira Igawa artwork. Now, the other day it was selling for about $150, $160, although I did show you a sale for $300. It did sell for $300, but again, like $150 was more, I think, more fair. This one isn't going down so fast. Now, it is still going down, still getting a bit cheaper, don't get me wrong. $135, $145. This one, it didn't have as far to fall. So, whereas the Mewtwo is like hilariously crashing, this one is ticking down. And it's going to keep ticking down. There's a very good chance I'm going to pick up an English version of this card. Definitely going to pick up the Japanese version. But there's a very good chance I'm going to pick up an English version of this card. I ain't paying $145 for this card, $135 for this card. I expect it's going to keep going down over the next few weeks. And I'm just going to wait for it to keep going down and keep going down and keep going down. And then I'm going to jump on it when it's nice and low. That seems like a good idea. Cynthia's Garchomp the other day, I showed you that was a $400 card. $400 card all day long. Is it still $400? No. No, obviously it's not still $400. It's like 200 if you pay a little bit above. Now, to be fair, I will tell you, I've seen a sale in the past couple of days for 300. Don't really know why. I've also seen a sale in the past couple of days for 150. Now, I'm showing you these three. This is a pretty good approximation. 175, 200, 190. Like I say, there was a 300 in the past couple of days. There was also a 150 in the past couple of days. It's a sub $200 card. Right now, if you're paying $200 for Cynthia's Garchomp, you're basically paying top of the market. And I'm not saying don't pay top of the market. Because again, the one thing you've got to always remember about this stuff is that when you're buying on places like eBay, the condition of every card is not going to be uniform. So there are going to be some cards that are a little bit mintier than others. So it may well be that some of these are actually a little more expensive because people have been able to have a look and decide, I think this is actually worth, the condition of this card warrants paying a little bit more for it. But let's make no mistake, right now, what we basically see here is just listing after listing after listing of it sold for 200 or a bit less. It sold for 200 or a bit less. It sold for 200 or a bit less. Cynthia's Garchomp is just not... Again, $400 for that card was absurd. Like, the idea that Cynthia's Garchomp would be significantly higher than the Pikachu from Surging Sparks or Lily's Clefairy from Journey Together. Like, that's absurd, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely absurd. That was never going to happen. That just was not, I'm going to say it, on the cards. Nailed it. That was just a ridiculous idea. And again, I know some people like to buy early because they want to get the first card graded or because they just want it and they're willing to pay a little bit extra. Like, there's reasons why people want them early, and if you do, that's fine. My job here is not to tell you what to do or what to spend your money on. My job here is to inform you guys about what's going on. And $400 for Cynthia's Garchomp was always an absurd amount of money. How about Ethan's Ho-Oh? That was, I think, $350. Here's 3 in a row for $420, $300, $350. So let's take somewhere in the middle and say it was about somewhere in the region of a $350 card. Does anybody want to guess if it's still a $350 card? Of course it's not. Last two sales on eBay, $155 and $170. It's actually super annoying because I'm searching Ethan's Ho-Oh 230 because the card number is 230 and I'm still getting a bunch of full arts and golds coming up because people are listing them with those numbers in to try and trick people into seeing the cards when that's not what they're searching for. We're not searching for the full art of the gold, mate. We're searching for the special illustration rare. Please be more responsible with your eBay listings. Point is, this is a $350 card 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, $350. What are we paying now? $150, $170, somewhere along there. I mean, yeah. So much cheaper here. And this makes me very, very happy. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to get ripped off buying these cards. We don't want to pay $300, $400, $500 for every half-decent card. But here's the fun thing about the singles prices crashing as hard as they are. Because I said, I showed you Moltres, which is not going down as fast as the others, but it was also never as big a card. Arguably the big three special art rares, your Cynthia's Garchomp, your Ethan's Ho-Oh, your Team Rocket's Mewtwo. When I say they've crashed, I mean they have crashed. Proper crash. And in fact, I'm just double checking here. They are the big three special illustration rares in the set. And you know what happens when all of the big hit cards in the set absolutely crash? Sealed product crashes too. I'm not saying Destined Rivals is going to crash and be super available tomorrow. What I am saying is I've been paying a lot of attention to what's been happening to the price of boxes, ETBs, etc. over on Facebook, for instance. And what I'm seeing across the board is a lot of prices going down and a lot of people catching on and going, mate, you need to sell the sealed product now or it's just going to go down and be even lower in value. And I love this Because one of the things we saw from Destined Rivals was the set was very difficult to get hold of on release, and a lot of real fans were missing out. And what seems to be happening a bit more now is that actually things are adjusting quite nicely, they're getting a lot better, and oh, I love this. That's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you pulled from Destined Rivals, tell me which cards are on your list, go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Fawny Horvath, who's been a supporter of ours for a little while now, seems to be a very lovely person, so shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.